Hello, everybody. I wanted to do a Disulfuram for Lyme update. It's week 15, which means that I'm coming in on the 4-month mark of being on Disulfuram. I am at my max dose, which is 325 milligrams a day. I don't think that I'm going to go any higher than that. I've recently added in glutathione, and I wanted to touch base on that really quick. I know some people had some questions about glutathione, how it interacts with mold, and then if it interacts with disulfuram. So I spoke to my doctor and I did a little bit of research. I found out that there's reduced glutathione and then there's liposomal glutathione, which is what I take. I guess that one is better absorbed by the body and doesn't interfere with the effectiveness of disulfuram. So for those of you that were wondering about med interactions, as far as I know, they don't interact as long as it's the liposomal brand. And I don't actually take the glutathione with the disulfuram. I take my disulfuram. I was taking it about mid-afternoon. Now I'm taking it at night with my last round of antibiotics and antivirals for the night. And because it's all in the same class of prescription medication versus herbal and supplement medication, I'm able to do it that way. And then the glutathione I take on an empty stomach before I'm scheduled to have a snack or whatever for my herbal medication. So right now I'm taking meds about 5 times a day, maybe 6 times a day, depending on the day. And then I'm also doing my coffee enemas once a day, at least, if not twice a day. It leaves very little room for anything else, and everything's kind of like on a schedule. So we're also adding in these new supplements that are supposed to help with Candida. They're called Candida Plus. You have to order them from out of the country, I think from Australia or New Zealand. They're not really the cheapest out there, but my doctor says that they're really good at helping to target the candida in the gut. You do want to make sure you're under a doctor's care if you take anything like this. Apparently I need to check in with him because I guess it's really hard on the system. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting for that to come in. With everything going on in the world, I imagine that it's going to probably take a few more weeks to get here. I'm also going to be starting back on Alinea, the anti-parasite protocol that I have been on for a while. I stopped taking it because I literally was on it for I think like 6 months straight, and I ran out of meds. In the United States, you can't get those meds approved through insurance unless you have a colonoscopy that actually shows parasites, and then even at that point you can only get it for I think like 6 weeks and then it's done. If you want to try to pay through GoodRx, you're paying upwards of like $600, $300 in some cases to get it really low. But I've seen the average price of that medication where I'm at, averaging about between $300 and $600 a month. So I can't really afford that. I was thankful to my Lyme doctor who was able to give me a 2-week supply, but I don't really want to start it until I have the supply to keep going with it. So right now I'm just maintaining the parasite protocol and continuing with coffee enemas to keep things moving until I can get back on Alinea, but that is happening in the near future. I have a lung doctor who is asking me to get a PET scan or a CAT scan done today of my lungs, and that's happening this afternoon. Hopefully we don't have to do anything further than that, but it is something that that needs to be done because I have problems breathing. I have a little bit of emphysema because obviously, being a former smoker, you get what you pay for, right? We also did some blood work recently and found out that I'm positive for Babisa, which I wasn't before. So we're going to be starting a new medication to deal with that called Mepron. And then I'm trying to wean off of the gabapentin for seizures because it makes me really numb. Looking for a new neurologist that is more functional, that will work with me instead of just like shoving pills down my throat and keeping me a drugged up zombie all the time. Thankfully, I have not had any seizures in probably about 70, 75 days, but my memory is still really bad. I have really bad migraine headaches. The memory loss is just really bad. I have severe anxiety and depression. It's just, there's a lot of things that are not improving, and time will tell where we get with that. Something I'm struggling with mental health wise is depersonalization, where like even looking into my phone right now, doing this video, everything just doesn't seem real or how it is. And it's not a psychosis thing. I know a lot of people are wondering if it's a psychosis thing because disulfuram can make you experience those types of symptoms. It's not. I have struggled with depersonalization and derealization since early on in childhood, dealing with the trauma of my mother dying the way that she did when I was so young. I grew up feeling like everyone was wearing a mask. It was something that I really struggled with. I mean, like an actual like face not being real mask. So that's something that I have struggled with throughout my life. Therapy has helped. Therapy has helped tremendously, actually. We've had quite a bit of some breakthroughs that have happened in therapy in the last few weeks. I'm not really going to get into that a whole lot because of how personal it is, but I am making some really good breakthroughs in that department, so that's a good thing. And then the other thing that's coming up that's new is, a lot of you know that I was going to shave my head. I decided to grow my hair out. Well, now my hair is growing, but it's starting to fall out a lot more. So I'm keeping an eye on that. I might end up going bald again. Stay tuned. But it's something that I'm not afraid of anymore because I did shave my head on my own a year ago. Ladies, if you feel self-conscious or your hair is falling out and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, you could do the wig thing all you want. I said I was going to just shave my head and get a wig. It was going to be easy and just bloop, pop, plop it on. Y'all, the wigs are itchy. They're hot. They're itchy. They're itchy. You have to let them off gas when you first get them if you're chemically sensitive like me. And then even when you're wearing them, sometimes like it's just too much. So I ended up being more comfortable without a wig, and I rocked being, having the bald head. So I may consider doing that again. I have notes written down because quite literally I'm so foggy and so not with it these days that I'll forget that I'm even having a conversation or that I'm doing this to upload this to Facebook or whatever, Instagram, whatever social media platform, and then I'll just forget what I'm doing. So I have to have the notes. Lately, the fatigue and the brain fog has started ramping back up again to the point where I'm in this terrible cycle of being exhausted all day long and I can't sleep, I can't nap. By the time I'm ready to fall asleep, it's usually 6, 7 o'clock at night. I lay down, I nap for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'm up for the rest of the night. If I try to fight it and stay awake till like 8, 9, 10 o'clock, the same thing happens. If I stay awake till 11, 12 o'clock, the same thing happens. I sleep for an hour, I wake up, I'm awake for the rest of the night. And I don't like to be on my phone a whole lot in the middle of the night. I feel like the blue light definitely disrupts the melatonin production. I turn my phone into airplane mode, and then I have a special Faraday bag that I put my phone in, and I only really check it if I'm like, okay, I need something to distract me. It's the middle of the night. I'm having pain, insomnia, whatever. Um, then that will come in handy. Um, I know I said before I was doing a lot of walking on my own. I have reverted back to using my walker a lot because I'm not very stable these days. Um, I get radiating pain from my knees into my thighs and down my legs. But the other thing is that when I'm walking, I feel like a baby giraffe, and I almost feel like my legs are going to break when I try to walk on them because the bones are so weak. There's really not a whole lot that I can do about that. The Lyme has just like eaten through my connective tissues and through my bones. All I can really do is supplement with calcium, magnesium, and collagen, which I am trying to get on like a regular protocol for collagen, and then making sure that I'm getting enough protein. So I do drink 2 of these every day. It's a medical grade smoothie with protein, hemp seed, turmeric, and almond milk. And then I have my dish of pills that I take 2-3 times a day in between taking my prescriptions. So there you have it, guys. We're just taking it one step at a time. I'm kind of bummed out because I was really feeling hopeful that, once I turned that corner, I was just going to keep going up and up and up. And I've kind of like taken a major backslide, both mentally and physically. Mentally, I'm coming out of that. I've been in this pretty awful depression for what seems like forever. I'm trying to pull myself into a state of acceptance so that I can move on from that all. I seem to be doing pretty good in that space and continuing to work on those things. Physically, I've taken just like a major dive in the dumps dealing with everything with my adrenals and the lung doctor, and just having chronic widespread pain and the fatigue and the memory loss, trying to remember, what am I supposed to be doing today? If it wasn't for my post-it notes and my husband's good memory, I would be so lost. So anyway, that is my Disulfuram for Lyme update. I hope that it continues to get better. I am going to probably put together some questions and do a live Q&A either on Instagram or Facebook. If that's something that you guys might be interested in, drop me a comment and let me know. And if we're not friends on Instagram, I can send you the link. So there you have it. That's my update. Take care, guys. Bye.